wow, yeah. Call the pull a wow, hey. Do it, pull a la, hey.
Judy is voiced by Kate Winslet, and Mackenzie Foy plays Joe Green. So to kick it off, Mackenzie,
Yeah.
I know growing up, Black Beauty was a big part of my life, and the messages and themes of empathy and compassion really impacted me. Did that have anything to do with why you were attracted to doing the film?
Well, when you originally approached me with it, I got the email and it said Black Beauty script, and I was like, oh my goodness, because I love Black Beauty. It was one of those books when I was a kid that I just read so much that it literally fell apart. And so when I saw it, I was so nervous and like, oh, I really hope it's good. And by the end of it, I was just sobbing about how perfect it was, and that even though it is, different of it being a modern adaptation, it still had everything that I loved as a little kid. And I was just like, I have to meet Ashley. I have to be a part of this. There's absolutely no question here. So yeah, that was kind of a crazy thing.
Thank you.
But yeah. And how did you, what was your process in trying to turn it into a modern adaptation?
It was really interesting because I've told this story before, but I met Jeremy Bolt, the lead producer, and it was a general meeting, like you take a lot of those in our industry, and I went in without quite knowing what I was going to try to pitch him or what he might pitch me. And it turned into a really organic conversation with Jeremy about the projects that had inspired us to go into this industry. And I mentioned the scene in The Black Stallion where Alec and the Black are on the beach, and the cinematography is absolutely stunning, but it's about that incredible connection between a person and a horse. And Jeremy turned to me and he said, I've been wanting to remake Black Beauty for 10 years. If you have a take, let me know. And I practically jumped out of my chair because I had a take right in the room. And like you, I knew the story so well, and it was such a big part of my childhood. So that's how Beauty evolved, and it went really quickly. From that first meeting to the release, it's a little around it's about 3 years and a week from start to release, which is really fast.
Yeah, it is crazy. We finished filming this time last year, literally.
Yeah.
Which is insane.
Yeah.
This time last year, I was galloping on a beach in South Africa.
Yes, you were. It was an extraordinary sight to behold.
Yeah.
Do you want to, that's one of my favorite moments in Beauty, especially given it's kind of an homage to how it all started. Do you want to talk about, I was so impressed by you you're such a fearless person and you're such an athlete. You did all of your own stunts and you wanted to do your own stunts. And that scene was, that was tricky, taking your hands off the reins. Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, so it was super, super exciting. And basically, that was my last day, which best last day ever. Galloping on the beach in South Africa. Amazing. But yeah, I was riding Indy and I was having a really fun time, and then I wasn't sure if they were going to let me just take my hands off and just completely go back stallion. And Cody came up to me and he was like, all right, so now we're going to do no hands. I'm going to tie the reins, and then when you feel comfortable, just let go. And I was like, yes, yes. And I did it, and it was just one of the coolest things to just have all of that emotion just flood into you, and just you look around. And I mean, honestly, because we were on the beach, there wasn't a ton of cameras around. I mean, there was kind of trucks over on the side just following us, but really it was there was nothing there. It wasn't like I was on a set. It was just me and Indy, and it was amazing. And since then I'm okay, I really like riding, without a saddle, and I'm can I do a jump barebacking with no hands? Now I'm just getting a little crazy, but it's so much fun. I'm completely addicted now.
We've talked about so many times during our process. It was really important to me in writing Black Beauty for a modern day audience was not to just reinvent the story. I grew up with Black Beauty. It impacted my life as an equestrian growing up. I rode horses most of my life. You're about to meet my horse in about half an hour here for the Liberty demonstration. And it just, the messages of kindness and empathy and doing good by each other and preserving the world, and all of that is so timely now. And so it was, to be able to do that, to put forth those messages, I'm excited for people to come away with it feeling impassioned and feeling empowered, and to be reminded that those are important messages. And I think it comes down to what Beauty says in the film, about a Mustang's spirit. It's about kindness and elegance, intelligence, empathy, but also really standing up for what you believe in when you see something that might be wrong. Of course, I hope people watch it on the biggest screens that they can, because we shot on some gorgeous anamorphic lenses, vintage anamorphic lenses. There's a lot of texture to the movie, a lot of beautiful, beautiful vistas and nature, and it's very sweeping. And but I couldn't be more thrilled. I mean, Disney it's surreal. It's a dream come true as a filmmaker to work with Disney.
Yeah, it's really exciting. My last one that I did was The Nutcracker, which was also a Disney film. And so when I heard that Black Beauty was going to be on Disney Plus, I was really, really excited because, I mean, the people at Disney are incredible. They're truly kind people. And so it made me feel really happy, not only because I knew that I'd be able to work with Disney again, but also because I knew that they would truly take care of the film. So I was really excited.
And the filmmaking is such a collaborative process, and to me, it's always best idea wins. It doesn't matter who it comes from, and just always wanting to make something better. And we were in post for almost a year. We were editing. I mean, I was editing scenes up until about 2 weeks before we actually delivered the film, just making those final tweaks and getting a few more notes coming back in. But I think in the filmmaking process, if you're working with really good people, people that care, people that are creative, that want to make something better, Disney ended up having, because the film was produced by Constantine, we were one of Disney Plus's first acquisitions, and so we went through a couple of months of notes with Disney, and it made the movie so much better to get that feedback and that high level Disney vision for the movie, and we shaped it, and it just really came together in an even more perfect way. So again, I'm thrilled. I remember calling you when I found out that it was Disney, and I'm like, I know you've been through this, and I know you've seen the Disney logo above a movie you've done before, but for me it was the first time to reach that level, and that's just, again, it's just surreal.